This is the Power Couple Podcast
with Conjure Bae and Sade. Guys, this is Sade from Third Generation Conjure, and I am here with Conjure Bae. So welcome to the Power Couple Podcast. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Sade, and
I'm Conjure Bae.
And we are part owners of Third Generation Conjure, and we are a spiritual company that specializes in spiritual supplies and services catered to the practice of hoodoo. So with this podcast, our goal is to help you to incorporate spirituality into your relationships. And we're actually going to do this live with Auntie, so I'm going to get her on the line. So hold tight for a second, guys, okay? What up, Auntie? What up? So we live on the Power Couple Podcast. So you know what? It wrong about 3 times, and you'll be looking like she gonna pick up the phone.
It wrong a lot.
So y'all, here's Auntie. So welcome her. Welcome, Auntie. If you can just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do. Y'all, I can't with her. Let me see. Somebody said that they couldn't hear a word you said. I mean, I hear you. Okay, she's talking now. Can y'all hear her? I hear her. It's just faint.
So you a little faint. Cut it up a little.
I wonder if I should just put it on speakerphone and take it off the thing. Let me see. Hold on, T. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, now you can go to talking. I'm asking if they hear you better now or did they hear you better before? Okay, so just go to talking.
Can you hear me now?
That's better. Okay, so I'm gonna just keep you on speakerphone because I had you hooked up to the equipment. So.
Yeah, what I was saying about obsession work is like you have to be careful because when you do that kind of work, you control the person. And you got so much control over that person to where they gonna start trying to control your life. Because at that point, they are no longer your man. They become a pet that you gotta deal with every day. Mm-hmm. And they might not even be able to go to work. They're gonna ask you where you going. Then you got feelings of them you have to deal with them being paranoid. It's not a good thing. And what I normally tell people first is like to work on self-love. But I know some people have made up in their minds that that's what they gonna do. So if you made up in your mind that's what you're gonna do, I know you're gonna do it anyway. But what I'm saying is if you got kids, if you got a job, if you got a life, then you really need to think about what's gonna happen if you got somebody who won't let you work, somebody who won't let you go see your mama, somebody who, coming to your house every day, or, trying to move in with you and you don't want them to. They're outside your job. Because this is real stuff that happens when you do obsession work. It's not lightweight. And I'm going to tell you something else. A lot of times, too, when you break obsession work, like the person can become angry and then you end up with restraining orders. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I want to undo it.
She ain't going to undo it.
I ain't going to undo it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this is the only caveat I got with all the work I do. If you that bold to go and just like to do that, then you need to be able to fix it on your own because you done paid for it and it's not cheap. This is not $100. This ain't $200. This ain't $300. It's not.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to go somewhere and get that undone. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if you don't go to Mom and Sade, you probably ain't gonna be able to undo it. And I know that for a fact. Because I feel like this. Nobody is that important where you need to be trying to control their life. You need to fix your life first or find you somebody else. It's just that simple. Yeah. So if you go make somebody who had a good life crazy and stupid and they lose everything behind you, why should, I mean, for what? That's right. What you wanted.
Okay, but for the ones that then did it, how do they go by undoing it? Because I'm sure a lot of them have.
If you, this is something else. If you go somewhere else and do it and it's good, and it's working like it's supposed to, if I have to undo it, I'm going to have to charge you because it takes a minute. And I'm not going to lie to you. It's not something that's done overnight. If somebody tell you that, they telling you a lie. Because he might calm down, she might calm down for a day, but then that person might end up on the, you know, dime and let me in. I paid my money, you know. Yeah. After they never, you know, they calm down for a minute and they come back. Yeah. It's not a simple process. It is a couple of steps to do it, and it does take, you know, just a little time to get it to where you won't be hurt, you know, in the process. Because when people feel like they're losing, the one thing that's most get angry. Yeah. It's just what it is.
Yeah. But like me, I'm all for attraction work. Like if you're trying to bring somebody in, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, doing self-love and then doing something to not work on a particular person where you're dominating them, but just like bringing somebody in, which I don't have anything against love work. I just personally, that's my personal experience, you know, and I don't do love workings, but
I told you I did my love work. I didn't put anybody's name on the candle. I did it. I asked for what I asked for, I got. And I might not have been specific enough. But Sade will tell y'all, I did a petition. I wrote it, and I'll tell y'all later how I wrote it. But I wrote it, and within less than 30 days, I met the person. I saw him, 3 or 4 times. I didn't take his phone number. He kissed me on the cheek during COVID, and I almost died. I was like, what is this? And she was like, I don't know. That might be your man.
Especially during COVID.
But I didn't try to pull nobody specifically. I asked for certain things. I made sure I wanted this person to look a certain way. Their eyes, and I got that, and I did the work. And it was just what it was. But it was like 3 weeks, I think, almost a month, not quite a month.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember that because you were like, girl, did you put me in that Conjure Bae and Sade Flaming the Treasure Ritual? I was like, I sure did.
They scared me. Let me find out you rubbing eye opener over here on me.
Oh, we ain't gonna talk about that eye opener. I done had so many people reaching out to me today. I'm like,
that's for another episode.
That's for another episode. It is. Yeah. Oh, but you know what? It's different type of like works that you can do, like as far as like if you're looking at oils, like tuberosis for like more of a loving type, you know, loyal type love. Then you have like lustful type works, like with your Jezebel and you come to me, girl, and like Conjure Bae got the foreplay oil, you know. So Conjure Bae, tell us a little bit about that foreplay oil. What is for?
Sick. I'm just playing.
Get the lead church. Oh. Get the lead church. That's all I got to say.
What foreplay for? You ain't gonna tell us?
50, 11 children.
50, 11 children.
It keeps you and your significant other and exciting. It keeps your life exciting, your sex life exciting, and keep it going.
Yeah, put a little spice into your relationship.
That's why I created it for you.
Whatever.
See why y'all readers be late?
Hey.
I'm just I gotta be petty sometimes. I'm just joking.
Oh, yeah, I done had some people have some good reviews with that foreplay. But yeah, it worked pretty good. I'll say that.
I know.
I came with y'all. So what you think about like using Tuberosa for like love work on somebody on a target?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. for people who are looking for more so like serious love, it's my favorite. It has like a binding quality to it that it makes the person, like if they're interested in you, they're gonna keep trying to get more information about you. It makes them. It's just for people who are serious about a bond,
Yeah.
like the person who they want to be with. It's good for romance and stuff, in that department, but it brings, to me, it's the ultimate like oil for finding, I feel like, your soulmate. Like it's more so like a soulmate type thing. If you want to be married, or you're looking for a spouse, or a husband or a wife, that one I like for
Yeah,
that.
I bring up
It's my
tuberosa.
favorite.
I bring up tuberosa because Auntie made us bring
Oh
tuberosa to
yeah.
the site. She did. She did.
People looking for husbands and wives, that girl.
But they was on that Jezebel heavy too. Jezebel just kind
Oh
of like when you
Lord.
try to have a hot girl summer.
Hot girl summer all winter.
Oh, we took
Girl.
that Casanova off too. I was like, because it just like we didn't have a lot of men clientele at the time, and it just wasn't selling, so we took it off. But I sent
I
one as
got
a
me some.
sample. Yeah, I sent one as a sample, and this guy was like, "That Casanova oil, y'all need to add that back."
Yeah, I used it one
And
time.
Yeah, he almost got his head buzzed because he used it and walked outside.
We on air. You ain't supposed to say that.
in the drive-through.
In the drive-through.
In the drive-through.
You remember that story?
I would never forget that as long as I live. I was like, oh, they done added this on top of what he already looked like. Oh, man, he know what was going on.
Man, y'all, we went to a drive-through, right? So I'm gonna tell y'all the story. So we went through a drive-through, and I had to call Auntie when I got back to the house. So, my husband had on some Casanova, and I think he was feeling, what was you feeling, like love drawing powder or something?
Yeah.
So he was like feeling some products, right? So we went to get something to eat, and I came to the drive-through. Well, he was driving, I was on the passenger side, but the girl saw me. But when I tell you, she was leaning out the window, y'all, like, is that it? You need anything else? You want some extra napkins? I was like,
The
I'm looking at
earrings
her like,
came
did
out
she not
real
see me
fast. I
sitting?
believe he'll burn rubber get back to the house.
Do she not see me sitting on this passenger side? Because she gonna get snatched through this window. I'm just saying. And he sitting there looking dumbfounded. She was so over the top, Auntie, that he looked at me like, what the hell?
I ain't
He
know.
had no clue.
I couldn't even get mad at her, y'all.
Yeah. It's really good for men. I think that oil to me is good for men who shy. Like sometimes people have a tendency to be shy, and Tuberosa is too, because it seems like people who are shy, on the shy side, it kind of like attracts people more so toward them when they approach them. So I love them too. Honestly, I used it on a friend of mine, and he didn't know I did it to him, but I used it on him, and I told Sade he got him missing flights, can't even come back home.
he was player. Hey, tell them about that. Come to me. Come to
Oh
me,
my
girl.
God. I don't even want to talk about that.
Tell us about that one.
I messed around and was sending that, I think, to him. The same, I was sending it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I was sending it to him. That thing got me twice. I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't even know what's going on no more. And I got this stuff on my hands. And when I tell y'all, like, one of my friends who she my friend, we don't really talk. She started sending me the weirdest text messages. And I don't even know if it's okay to say this on this podcast. I can't tell y'all what she sent me, but and then I get in the store and I'm panicking now because this person has sent me some messages. If you know what that is for, then you'll understand what these messages were about. And I'm like, what the hell? And so I'm panicking. I'm calling Mama. Sade time, hold on, get some coffee. I'm like, I don't have no coffee, drink coffee. I ain't got no coffee. I go to the store to go get coffee, and this chick walking behind me is like, well, coffee. I was so mad. I came home. I told her, you should have told me. Then the following week, after I sent him a care package with that in there, he gonna send me, and this is somebody we are just friends, nothing else. He sent me a picture with his shirt off, and I was like, I didn't realize my friend was this hot. And I told Sade, I said, I looked in the picture and I saw the little
The bottle.
and the oil at the bottom. I was like, it almost got me.
Oh.
Yeah, that stuff. Ladies, y'all need to be careful. If you, I'm
So
just saying,
so
if you
all of that
pay
is to
attention,
say, if you are
careful.
a female that likes females, then you can
It
use
works.
"Come to Me, Girl." Okay, and same thing with men. And I'm gonna launch back out because I took "Come to Me, Girl" and Casanova off the site, but we gonna put it back on there. I promise.
I'm just not.
It does. It does. Like I said,
You
it
just not
does.
wearing
I don't know. Like mine was a mistake, and I was like, okay, like what in the world is going on? And it didn't. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, what? And then Mom was like, get you some coffee. I was like, coffee. I need my life fixed right now.
You saw my girl. I had to go get in that coffee bath. I'm like,
But I have used them for success with my the people I work with who are bi or even gay. I have. I know that I used that on a guy who was trying to date another guy, and he had results so quick. I was just like, well, I probably won't really use this again, but you can have it. And he was just like, this stuff changed my life, so I like where to get it. But it does work. It's very effective. It just is. Like
yeah,
it does work good.
yeah. Okay, so and somebody asked what that was. That is we talking about "Come to Me, Girl." We do have a "Come to Me, Boy" as well. So "Come to Me, Girl" is just the equivalent, just the opposite. So "Come to Me, Girl," "Come to Me, Boy." Okay, and I have people too where they do love work and they see that they might not have any results or not the results that they want. Because I feel like, and I've told people too, like sometimes, if you're trying to do love work and you got protection going, sometimes your protection will block that particular person, especially if they're not beneficial for you. What's some other things that you see that may block people's love work from manifesting?
Um, that right there is number one. You ask a guy who is, somebody who is, financial.
Hey, auntie,
Hey,
he trying to flick this big.
they came around here flicking.
Oh, hold on, your phone kind of breaking up a little bit, but
Hold on. You
hold on, auntie.
like this?
Now say something. I'm just trying to see if because it's going in and out on my end.
Okay, y'all good. Hello.
Can you? Okay, I think I got you back.
Okay, let me go here. It might be because I'm in there. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you right now.
Okay, it's probably the feedback in the room. My bad. I'm sorry. Like if you ask for somebody who's financially secure, somebody who's honest, somebody who is sweet, and then you messing with somebody who's selling dope,
Mm-hmm.
who got kids he don't take care of, beat his wife, will probably beat you. Then a lot of times it'll shield you from it. I mean, it's just what it is. I've done work on myself when I was younger. I'm serious, and I'm like, why he stop coming around? Then I get mad and try to go use all these domination stuff and herbs. And what I realized in hindsight was what that person actually was. Because when we meet people, we just meet the person we meet. We don't know anything about those people. But then later, I'm like, dang, because I didn't know that person had like this personality. I didn't know what this person was doing really. So I realized like my protection was working maybe in the way that I didn't want it to. And I understand like when you're young, you just want what you want. But and even when you're single, sometimes you want what you want because you've been single for so long. So you just want to. That's why I tell y'all like self-love is way more important because when you desperate, you do desperate stuff. And you got to think if you're trying to protect yourself, which should be number one, you really don't want to get somebody who is going to harm you, your kids, or mess you up with, your career. You just don't want that. Yeah. It's a problem. You don't bring that problem on yourself.
I agree with that. And when you learn to love yourself, you actually attract people who feel the same way about you and it's going to treat you that way because like attracts like.
Can I about that, right?
Yeah.
We talking
Yeah.
about it. The reason I always say that is because of this. Like, if you don't have to have everything you want to be 100% happy. It just, that's not life. But if you love yourself enough to say, I'm going to do this for myself and I'm going to respect myself and I'm not going to let nobody mistreat me, then guess what? It's somebody out there saying the same thing. The problem is a lot of times because we haven't experienced something, we're afraid to go that way because you feel like, no, everybody is like that. It's not true.
No, it's not.
It's not true. And I don't want, you gotta feel like, well, I just want to be with somebody because I'm tired of being by myself. Don't feel that way. I mean, I'm going to be honest, y'all. I had to take a break, for 2 years from just being in a relationship because I was in a relationship with a effing narcissist.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, those are the worst kind of relationships. And this is the truth, I didn't know this person was this way until something very traumatic happened to me. And this person began to behave a certain way. But what started making sense to me was why this person would do certain things in the relationship I could not understand. It wasn't major stuff, but it was little things. And I started seeing, like, you know what? I thought you had low self-esteem. No, you just don't like yourself.
Yeah, I have somebody on here that said they've been with a narcissist, and narcissists trying to work on them.
They're a headache. I'm
Good
telling you why. Because they
luck.
wear two damn faces. It's annoying.
Good luck.
It's annoying. I would tell anybody, let a damn narcissist be by themselves, because at the end of the day, they're not committed to anybody except themselves. I was engaged to this narcissist.
So you was engaged by yourself.
So she was engaged.
But I knew this narcissist for years, and this person, we just was. I'm not gonna tell you how it go back, and Sade, like this go way back in the day, but it's not good. Just let them be by themselves and harm themselves, because they will always try to make you feel like you'll think you're healing them, but what you're doing is hurting yourself. Yeah. Some people need to hit walls, and narcissists are one of those people in order to learn how to love anybody else outside of themselves. I agree. Because they don't even like themselves, and that's the problem. And you're going to waste time trying to fix one. And by the time you waste trying to fix them, you could have found you somebody else. I'm just saying.
I agree. Well, we had somebody, you want to say anything else before we start taking like some questions from the audience?
Which one you want to talk about? The types of love?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. I wanted to mention something about the types of love. Like, people have romantic love, there's sexual love. There's like the true love feeling, trying to, draw in your soulmate. But what I want people to also know is that sometimes you're just looking for attention. You're not necessarily looking for love. You just want to turn some heads. That's okay too. But don't confuse that with love, because that's not what that is.
Exactly. That's where your Jezebel come in at.
Exactly. And if that's all you want, then that's okay. But, just know that, there's a difference between love and attention. Like, everybody want to feel handsome or beautiful sometimes, and sometimes you need a pick-me-up or some compliments, and that's okay too. But, just know your products and how, what you're using in order to get the kind of result that you want. And like Sade said, Jezebel, attention.
Yeah, exactly. That's your hot girl summer oil. I might need to rename it. So, Conjure Bae, you done did some love work on me. I'm protected though, y'all. It won't penetrate.
$20 in a pack of cigarettes. I'll tell you where he put your head.
We're not gonna go there, okay?
But seriously, have you ever done any kind of work like that on me?
Yeah.
What kind of work? See, he said yeah. He did no work on me.
I did attraction on you.
He did attraction. You use that foreplay?
I mixed it. Foreplay and attraction works wonder.
Wait a minute. What's that combo again? I might need to add that. What's that?
Foreplay and attraction.
Oh Lord.
Somebody said when the student becomes the teacher. I know, right?
Y'all see how quiet he is. Don't let him fool y'all.
Yeah,
He's
don't
around
let
here
him
working
fool
on
y'all.
house rules.
I'm gonna have to watch him. I'm telling you. Tell you, Auntie.
He don't work all kinds of routes over there. I know.
So, did you want to give them like any kind of herbs or anything they can utilize, like as far as their workings?
Yeah, you can use different herbs. Like, I'm gonna tell you something that's good. You can add lavender to your candle. Like if you anoint it with love and healing, you can use that. That's something that helps with like breakups. Breakups, arguments. Like you get in a fight with your lover, that does help. If you want to add cinnamon to your candle, that helps with like lust and fiery passion and all that good stuff.
Okay, somebody said
Hmm?
somebody said what about manifesting
Manifesting.
great friendship instead of romantic love?
That's the same with like doing your attraction work.
Exactly.
You can do
That's
attraction is not just for like
because
romantic
attraction is
relationship.
anything that you want, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like something like physical, like money. It could be friendships, groups of people. You know, you want to join a group or something. You want to get in, like membership, access.
Attraction is
Attraction works
anything.
for a lot of stuff. It's not just love.
And I do want to say, like, when y'all see that flaming attraction, that's just the name of the candle. That's basic attraction. So that flaming attraction, that's not just for love workings. You can use attraction for anything. If you're trying to attract money, like Auntie said, you're trying to attract a business success, you're trying to attract friends, you can use attraction for anything you're trying to attract in your life.
Oh, I know a good one. You can use attraction, just say, because this is something that might help people too. Like we was talking about money. If you need a sponsor or just like some kind of Six of Pentacles situation, flaming attraction is good for that. If you need help, like getting things off the ground, it'll help like bring that help in that you need. It does work. Attraction works for a lot of things. It can work for anything you can think of.
Somebody asked, what's a good place to get herbs from that's legit?
What do you mean legit?
I guess because sometimes they may say this is a particular herb. I said I got that. What did I say? I ordered.
Oh, that what's the name?
Yeah, and I
You
said I
said it
gotta
didn't
get this
feel
shit out
right.
the house. I don't know what this is. I was sneezing. It was supposed to be um. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't what it said it was. But it's a lot of reputable vendors. Like I personally use. It's a shop on actually Etsy, and it's called Wells of Health, and I use them a lot. Yeah, that's a good company, and also like they take a long time. But like that I don't order from Penroyal Herbs too, but they take forever. But try that Wells of Health. She has a lot of selection of herbs. She ain't gonna have everything, but she got a lot of herbs on there. But it's Wells of Health on Etsy.
I can put some down. I send you. I post something about some places that I get some from that you can go to.
There's
good quality.
Somebody asked what's the difference between attraction and flaming attraction. There's no difference between attraction and flaming attraction. Flaming attraction is just the name of the candle, and then we have attraction oil. So there's no difference. It's just the name that we coined it for the candle.
Okay, they asked a question. We need to just go to
okay. What we gonna do is what we gonna start taking some calls, Auntie. Okay, because they're posting questions in the chat. So we just gonna, if y'all want to call in, we got it allowed to call in, so you can press the button and come through. But somebody asked what's the difference between, you can tell them this: bend over, domination, and do as I say. They bend over or
Bend over is when you want to get your point across. And I'm going to tell you what, bend over is good, but bend over can be bad. Because if you use bend over on somebody who don't want to do what you say, it can humiliate them and it can turn around and piss them off and make them mad with you. So if you asking your husband for $20 and he is not the type that's going to take orders from his wife, and something humiliating is going to happen to him, and he going to give you them $20, but he might be a little upset. So you need to probably use something such as
because she asked about domination and do as I say.
Yeah, domination is when you just gotta. Okay, let me try to explain these three. Okay, you have do as I say, you have bend over, you have domination, and you have what's the other one? Control. Is it control?
Control. Yeah, she asked about
Yeah,
power
control.
oil, but power ain't really necessarily for I mean, it can be used for domination, but it ain't just used for domination. It's really like to enhance like your personal
Or to give
power.
you the
Give
it
you the upper
enhances your
hand.
personal power and gives you the upper hand is what it does. So if you're gonna use one of those four oils, I would suggest like you can use power oil on yourself. Then the person who you are working, you're gonna use the other one. Do as I say is like when you need somebody to obey your instructions or what you're saying. For instance, I tell Conjure Bae, stop stealing my cigarettes. He won't. And he won't. So I would use, if I use, like, do as I say, so this person will more so be inclined to listen to me. Then when I tell them something, they're going to just say, okay, I'm going to do it. That's what that's for, because you're making a verbal command. Like, you're speaking, and they're going to be apt to listen to you. Commanding, I mean, not command, what is it, controlling? Controlling is more so like, when you want a person just to be, they're going to do what you say regardless. You control their mental and their physical actions. That's the one for like, but this is something else. You can use that, but you have to understand that's not something me personally, would use lightly on people, because if, like I said, if you get to the point where you are mentally and physically control the person, then like they gonna always come to you for the order, and you ain't gonna always want that.
Exactly.
You know, it's just not. It's just what it is. And domination is when, for me, if that oil is good for interviews. I believe, like, if you need to make sure, that's something that you can use for interviews. If you need to make sure you gonna get like the job, and you wanna, you know who you interviewing with, or the company, like where you kind of in a situation where you're competing, so to speak. That oil does help, like with breakups. I shouldn't have said that, but with like breakup work, separation work, like it's like power oil, but it damn sure will just make sure nobody don't
bend over is gonna kind of bend over. Overall, it's gonna kind of have more embarrassing effects behind it.
I have put, and this is just a story from when I was younger, and I told Sade this, and we both were laughing. There was this guy that I probably shouldn't have been talking to, because I was terrible. And I just kept him at my house for like 3 or 4 days, and got mad because he had to go. So I put this on him, and he returned with his shirt on wrong because he got beat up when he went home. And I told you, I was like, what happened to your face? Why your face scratched up? And then I realized he had his shirt on backwards. So I realized his girlfriend or whoever saw him with that shirt on wrong. We came to the door. You got your tag in the front. He got beat up. So, like in reality, it made him do what I wanted him to do, but it embarrassed him.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, to me, that's the one I use on a bully. Like, if you got somebody who picking on you, who won't leave you alone, put some bend over on their ass.
Yeah, that's what I say too.
So you use that on, and
it
he got beat up.
The worst kind of bully.
Yeah, he got beat up. He got beat up, babe. She got the man beat up.
He got his own self beat up. He got his shirt on wrong.
I got another question. So it says, can you do more than one petition for flame and attraction, or is it important to do them one at a time? So I guess like if you're trying to manifest money and you're also trying to manifest love, do you suggest separating those workings with attraction, or doing it all together? I've seen results both ways though.
I believe I'm old school, y'all.
But one way. But
for work.
I'm like that too though. But I've seen it work. But I personally like to separate it too. Like, so if I'm doing money work, I'm gonna keep money work there, because some people have different altars for different things too. Like me personally, I got a money altar. You might have works where you do your darker works, if you do any. You know what I'm saying? You may have something for protection. So yeah, I think it's just best to like she said, do a candle per working. If you're doing it.
Now, if you want to add different oils to it, like, you want a man who's going to give you his money because you a gold digger or a sugar baby, you might put, Jezebel and, your money drawing oil on there, and your like come to me boy oil. You know, like, well, no, I ain't gonna say come to me boy, don't, because that'll be somebody you know. I will put that on a attraction candle, and then I will write my petition like this: I, Auntie Conjure, born 11/11/11, now receive money from my sugar daddy. He is generous and gives me money without me asking the end.
Let me try
That's
that on
it.
Conjure Bae.
Don't do that. Don't
I
do
said
that.
my sugar daddy.
So you trying to have all these female women on here rich?
He said you
Wealthy.
try to have all the women rich.
Oh Lord, he doing the most.
He is. Can't take him nowhere.
He doing the most. He is doing the most. But that's what you want to do. Like, you can use different oils, like multiple oils on one candle. But I'm gonna be honest. Like, when it come down to the work itself, if I, like you say, I'm just one candle for the work. That's not to make you buy anything, but that's to make you get so that you get the result that you want. Because you don't be wanting around putting no attraction on no crown of success.
We got
and then your
somebody.
sugar daddy.
We had somebody say, "What's wrong with that?" Then somebody else said, "Listen, because we want a sugar daddy that don't want no sugar."
I'm trying to tell y'all think I'm playing. I was terrible. We're gonna have some stories. I was horrible. I was in school.
About that.
My granddaddy was like, y'all need to go get her ass cut. Man, I was terrible. Oh Lord. Y'all, I was so terrible.
If anybody want to come on and because I think you guys can call in. You should be able to. We got it you know, to where you can call in. So if you want to tap that button to call in and talk to me and Auntie and Conjure Bae, we can do that. Can you hear me, Auntie?
Y'all blocked me out.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Sound like you need to go back to school. Because you terrible.
Auntie, he talking about you, Auntie. He said you terrible. Can you hear me? She must have went on. Okay. Hold on. Let me invite them.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hello. Oh, can you hear me? Sorry.
I can.
Okay. I was just wondering. Oh, how are you tonight? Actually, how are all of you?
Oh, we are great. We are great.
I was just wondering. What like kind of sources would you go to, like if you're learning about hoodoo and stuff, like the history of things? Is there like a book or like anything that you suggest?
Well, we do put a lot of educational information on our YouTube, but as far as any books that I would recommend, there is a book called Memphis Hoodoo by Tony Kell. He's actually not a worker. I think he's like a historian, but it kind of tells a little history about the practice. Auntie, any books or anything you'll recommend?
I don't know off the top of my head. I have to go look. I gotta go look and see what I got and make some suggestions. Because there are some books like over the past that I've read that had, like, I felt like good information that was kind of like legitimate, you know. I don't know where they got the information from. But
now I do like that. It's a book. It's called Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. I do like that book because it tells you like some properties of different herbs. So that's a good one to have on hand as well.
Okay. That's it. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Let me see something. Let me go see what I got.
Anybody else got a question? You guys can feel free to call in. If you got a question for me, Auntie or Conjure Bae,
don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Auntie, I don't know what happened to the phone because it looked like it just went out.
I don't know. He may be. We don't get paid for saying they real. He maybe is acting up.
No, nobody got no questions.
You know what? I didn't even think of get the list of books. I'm gonna put some books out there that I think have good information too. I just need to take some pictures.
Yeah, I got a lot of books in my
I'm gonna tell you something else too. A lot of the things that your like the old people told you, like hanging the egg in the sock for the baby that's teasing, rubbing the pea on the tongue for thrush. Like I saw people saying, they said, sweeping your foot will make you have to spit on the broom. My grandma told me And this was what she told me. If somebody swept my foot with a broom, I wasn't gonna get married. So they made me spit on it.
Yeah, my grandma
Leaving your
still
purse
spit
on the
on the
floor will
broom.
get you broke. Those types of things. I know people looking for it in black and white. A lot of those things that they were giving us were things that they did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to. It's so many, but those things were the things that when you hear people would say those, when people would say those little things or those little puns or stuff that you didn't pay attention to, that a lot of that was because of the I mean, what do you call it? That's what hoodoo was. It was a lot of that with work put behind it.
Yeah.
You're gonna be hard pressed to find not a conjurer, a practitioner who is going to tell you exactly how they work. That's just something that.
And that's why I suggested that book, because he had a lot of, like, I personally read the book, and a lot of it was truthful. So I refer people to that.
Yeah, I saw that book. As far as like, I just barely, went through it some, but I saw I think he did like interviews with people.
Yeah, he did.
There about I saw that, and I actually liked it because I like that kind of stuff.
Let me see.
What I will tell you about is like what hoodoo was. It was used for a completely different reason than what we use it for now. People who left or who got scattered through the diaspora here, they didn't have their spirituality with them. I know a lot of people want to say they did, but they couldn't practice. That's why you have even some of the religions like voodoo, they sacredizing saints, because they couldn't let people know what they was practicing. We had a whole nother set of problems.
Yeah, back then, yeah. And like I tell people, it was used
for
survival. It wasn't used for what we use it for today.
Yeah, we wasn't using come to me, we wasn't using none of that stuff for that reason. That's not the reason that stuff was used. And I'm telling y'all right now, y'all heard it here first. That was not what we was using that stuff for. That's why I'm gonna tell you something else too. You will find a lot of people, older people, who will not do your work, and they can be 90 years old and know how to do it. And Sade, I ain't lying.
No, you're right.
They will not do it because the reason that they were using it was not for what we use it for now.
Okay.
We had a whole different set of problems. The climate in the country was completely different. People was being sold. Like, that's something I always want people to remember. I follow another path that I'm not European, but I enjoy. But what I want people to remember is, like, it was for the problems that people of color were having. We were slaves.
Exactly.
That's why I tell y'all a lot of times, don't panic over your work. If you ain't got no green pen, use what you got, because that's what it was. I know people like taking things to the crossroads. The crossroads is not what you think. A lot of people, I have not seen anybody yet truthfully tell anybody what the crossroads actually is. And the only person who I know is Sade. That's how I know, because it was told to me what that place was, okay? I never seen nobody say this, and I'm not going to say anything until we come out with this book.
Exactly.
We coming out with a book, y'all. It's going to let you know everything you need to know about hoodoo. But what I'm saying is that don't feel like you're not doing it. The things that you see your parents do. For instance, I know I done seen, my folks, when they would do little stuff, somebody leave their house, they throw the salt. Or either they'll take the broom and turn it upside down in the corner so your ass wouldn't come back. They'll flip the horse.
Exactly.
They put shit under the mat.
Somebody said I always thought a crossroad was just any point where the streets meet four ways. That is what the physical crossroads is.
Yeah, the crossroads got something else. And I'm going to tell y'all something. If y'all knew what the crossroads were, you wouldn't be going there throwing stuff. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
And I tell people, though, like, when they talk about disposing of their stuff, like, stay away from the crossroads.
Stay away from the crossroads, man. You don't need to be putting, I don't care who said it. I don't care I ain't been around, but I'm going to tell you something. It's disrespectful and you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, stay away
from it. And that's just it. And I mean, that's for my region, but when it was explained to me, when I asked, when it was told to me, and Sade, you get this, like, I understood. And when y'all find out, y'all gonna understand, because it's very disrespectful. And as far as this goes, and I think it's just because of misinformation.
Yeah, I think
it's not that you did it on purpose. I mean, no. But just be mindful. That's why I tell you, when you get rid of your stuff and you done, throw it in the trash. Don't go throw a jar in the river. If you doing something with fruit or food, that's fine. Don't do that. Like,
Yeah,
just
somebody said so we shouldn't throw things at the crossroads. No, you should not.
no,
No,
you shouldn't.
no. That's just a simple no. Don't do it. Don't do
No.
it. Don't do it. And let me see.
We gonna get some flack behind that. I don't care.
Somebody asked about
because I'm not gonna just blurt it out just for the sake of people knowing.
Yeah.
It's not good, y'all. And I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all know I don't care if y'all do breakup work. I don't care what y'all doing. I don't judge nobody for nothing. So if me and Sade is telling you and Bae telling y'all like it's not a good, it just don't, because it's just very disrespectful. And I'm gonna tell you that as far as this practice goes, and if people really knew where they came, this is something else. A lot of people didn't have records of who they folks were and where they came from. They can't go back past slavery to tell you where their ancestors came from. We know where our folks came from. Some people were here as natives. That's why I'm telling you not to do that. If I didn't know this, I wouldn't say nothing. But y'all just don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody said hoodoo was used for deed to bring a family member back home, a husband. Yeah, like I said too, like come to me, boy. That's what it was used for. It wasn't to bring.
Bend over was used for people, non-people of color. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Black people was using that on white people. That's why sometimes now, even with hoodoo, if you have somebody who uses it on somebody who is not a person of color, they get the effect that they get. But then you can have somebody who is a Caucasian person use it on somebody who mistreat them, and guess what? It's still going to work the same. It's just what it is. But what I'm telling you is that stuff was completely different. That was for something else.
Yeah, it was like I tell people, it was used for survival. That's what it was used for.
That's all it was. It was for survival, and we had a whole nother set of problems.
But I think people need to know that, and they need to appreciate that, especially if they're going to follow this path. You know, I say research the history of it and how this practice came about. And, you know, I have a lot of people, we ain't going to talk about, we ain't having a Bible study. Auntie going to have a whole nother podcast where she going to do Bible study. But I will say that the Bible was utilized in the practice because that was what they were given. So they used it to their advantage.
And you got to know this too, guys. People who could not read, if I say something, if you are ignorant and my vernacular is bigger than yours, okay, let's use that word. Thank you, Auburn. Let's use that word. If my vernacular is bigger than yours and you don't understand what I'm saying, but it sounds powerful, guess what? It is powerful to somebody who don't know any better.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I tell y'all, like, you stop in your work because you're worried about a Bible verse. Like, your petition is powerful. Black people wasn't allowed to read and write back then. They wasn't. So do you think I care about what you put on that paper as long as your intentions is what it need to be to get that work done? I don't.
Now, I will tell people, because some people just need like formality. So I will give them a psalm or something to pray.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no, you know, there's nothing wrong with it, you know, but I think they just really need to understand how that was incorporated into the practice.
Yeah, that's the only reason it was incorporated, because Black people were only allowed to gather on Sundays, like in churches. And so what you got was one person who could read into others, and it sounded smart. So it's like, okay, I like the way that sounds. I'm going to use that. That's why when you refine like these older people who can't read and you wondering, how the hell they know that?
Yeah.
Because they've memorized the entire Bible, believe it or not. And those are some of the most powerful, man, like, the stuff they can do. Like, y'all would think it would be an episode of the paranormal. I am not playing. Like, there's people out here who really, these old people out here who really get down. They know it.
But like, you know what? Even with going back to love work, we got to talk about this too. And we are going on an hour, but I do want to make this point. Like, if a girl trying to work on one of my sons, best believe I'm gonna have him protected, and if I need to do something on her, then I will. So when your love work ain't taken, you need to see, because people ain't going around saying that they do hoodoo or they do no kind of work. People not advertising, so you don't know who work. You know,
and don't everybody smell like hoodoo either.
Exactly. And you don't, and that's why I don't do them oils.
About them essential oils. It's okay to put something on yourself that is fragrance, but what I'm telling you is if you gotta rub something on somebody else, you think they ain't gonna. If I go rub my man with something that smells like cotton candy, the first thing he gonna do is jerk back and be like, "What you doing?"
Exactly.
That's just an instinct to any man, right, babe? But you have, like she said, you have to be careful because a lot of these women know, and if you my brother, like my brothers know, like you gonna protect your family, and that's just it. I seen a lady like a week ago. She told me she did no love work. I didn't do this. And I know she did. But my thing was this: that man, wife was dragging her ass, and that's why I tell you, like you mess around and get somebody who working.
Y'all mess around and try to work on Conjure Bae.
I tell you how I did my petition to get my man in 30 days and get a ring.
But don't we need to tell them about how if you get work done, don't keep calling trying to figure out what's going on.
Putting blockages in your work. Oh yeah.
It's going. The only thing it's gonna do is put that energy of desperation on your work. And if y'all notice, you know how you do, and y'all have done this too. Y'all put on Jezebel or anything, and you want him to call so bad. You be like, I hope he called today. I want that $300, $400. Like you want it. But what I'm saying is, if you sitting there thinking about it, he ain't gonna call. That's why I tell you, occupy your time after you do your work. I don't care if you read a book, go to YouTube, listen to a podcast, go listen to Pandora. Just do something.
Forget about it. Actually, you know, I had a customer and she said,
they feel it, and the minute you let it go, then they be like, "What you doing?" I was thinking about you. That's
exactly.
How it works.
But you know, I had a customer too. She said that she had put on like Gambler's Luck, Crown of Success, and something else, Domination, I think. And she said she did that because she was going to buy some lottery tickets, right? But she said she ended up not going to get the lottery tickets, and she actually forgot that she had this oil on. And she said later on that night, her friend called her and was like, "Hey, girl, you want to ride to the casino?" But she was like, "I had already forgot that I had put that oil on earlier because I was going to get lottery tickets, but I didn't." But this girl went and hit for $17,000 at the casino.
Yes, ma'am.
And that was because she forgot that she had that oil on. She wasn't thinking about it.
And domination does that too. That's why if you're in competition, it puts the odds in your favor, so you're gonna win. That's with any situation. If you're the second candidate for a job and it's between you and somebody else, it makes the odds of you being picked higher. You can always use these oils for something positive. Like you don't always have to use them for a negative thing. You can, but I mean, why not incorporate it to do something good?
Yeah, exactly. Somebody said
your boss won't send you home to work and it's COVID.
Right.
Send me to
the house. Hey, y'all, I had that problem. Hold on. So when I was working, right? So I was working and they weren't trying to send us home. So I called Auntie. I said, "Do you know?" Like this when I was working my job. I was like, do you know they trying to keep us in this office and somebody already been tested positive for COVID? So I called Auntie and she was already at home. So she's like, "You want me to do something?" I was like, "Yeah, do something for me real quick." I'm telling y'all, like 30 minutes later, y'all, she called me and she was like, I called her back and I said, "Why we just got an email saying they finna send us home? This our last day in the office."
Y'all listen to me real good. Sade be trying to be humble. She had a bad boss one time that she sent home with some pizza pepper flakes and some Vaseline and a couple of other things.
That's so for hair grease good.
Some hair grease the same day.
They were gone, y'all. I mixed that stuff up in the car.
And you know, that's something else you can do too. Like, you know, when you do your love works, I tell people too, like, don't forget, you know, we all obsessed with fire, but don't forget, you can make jars, you can make dolls or poppets, whatever you want. I call them dolls. You can make dolls and poppets. There are other ways that you can do things. I gave you guys something that, you know, somebody might have looked at it and be like, that ain't magic. It is. If you got a wish or something that you want, you can use dandelion. Like this stuff is in your front yard.
Exactly.
Anoint your petition with your oil. Keep it in your shirt close to your heart. You will be surprised.
It ain't got to be overly complicated. Yeah, it ain't got to be overly complicated. Just like we were talking about, like blowing the powder in the yard. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I know something I want to tell them about love work. Tell you else about love work. The biggest way to make your love work go And then when I post a review, it's already my stuff already got a evil. I do something anyway.
Oh, you know we
But
do evil eye on y'all reviews, so just
yeah,
know.
secrecy. When you doing your work, don't tell nobody that you doing the work to get a man or to get a woman. Just don't. I don't care. Just don't. Especially if they not really into what you into spiritually, because a lot of times people's little evil eyeballs can determine your outcome. You might be getting a good result and you happy with this person, and then you lose contact with them just because you telling them something like, yeah, I
Talking
use
too
this.
much.
And I know y'all happy to do that, like to tell somebody. Unless somebody is looking for help, a lot of times you can't tell them, and it'll like stop your work too. It just will.
Yeah, it will. I agree, 100%.
Because it's done in secrecy, right?
Yeah, that's the thing about the work. Like, if the less you tell somebody about what you're doing, the better off it is. And I'm gonna tell you something else. That's one of the key things with longevity, is not telling people how you are doing something, because I can't tell you as a practitioner. What I can do is give you the bed and the mattress. It's up to you to get the fitted sheet and the comforter. But if I can give you a good, mattress and box spring, you can always find a comforter, and then that's how you build on what it is that you're doing. I understand some people are just like, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna let you do it. I even get that way sometimes. I'm like, Sade, look, babe, somebody help me, because I want this too bad, and that's okay too. But if you feel like, with your love work, you're gonna obsess, the best thing to do is you need to get to a place to where first you know what it is that you want, because you will pull somebody in trying to hurry up and write a petition, and they will not be exactly what you want, and you'll end up frustrated.
Exactly.
And I know, like,
some people want you to get them, tell them what that place may be.
What, to the place? Were you happy with yourself?
Yeah, some people just don't know.
Okay. When I say that's a good question. When I say when you're happy with yourself, when you can look at other people's relationships and be like, you know what? Sade got a good husband. He is good. He's a good provider. He's a good father. He's a good, son-in-law. He's a good man. When you can see that and not be like, look at her, I'm gonna always be alone. Why is love so hard? When you can just say, you know what, I want a good relationship, and this is what I'm gonna have. When you can do that, when you're in a good place. If you constantly want a partner to make you feel, it's okay to want somebody to make you feel like, okay, I'm with somebody who loves me and I love them and we're a team. That's what it's supposed to be. Because you need to be in a place of happiness within yourself. Because I'm going to be honest with you. If you ain't happy, the only thing you're going to do is go make somebody else who might be an okay person miserable. Because it's nobody's job to make you happy. What you have to understand is this. You have to know what it is you like to do, who you are, and what it is you want. Once you can figure them three things out and start working on those, and you do your love work to bring somebody in who matches that, man, I'm telling you, it ain't nobody in this world that you cannot fool. And that's just it.
I agree.
Love yourself. I walk around here sometimes with the Jiffy Pop, but then because I'm working all day. But get to a place, especially ladies, like y'all get to a place to where you say, you know what? I don't care if I'm 20 pounds. I don't care if I'm 300 pounds. I am still beautiful, and there's a man out here who gonna love me. My friend, and I told you this, Shot. Her man is a damn fitness model. I'm like, what in the world? But you know what? She was never one of them people who, and she dated some fine men. She was never one of those people who was like, if I lose this weight first, then this person will love me. I'm not, if you want to do something for your health to feel better or to get your health fine, that's fine. But don't put limitations on yourself to where a person is not going to love you just because you think you look a certain way. That's not
exactly.
True.
But I
feel like, some people reach out for love work to get somebody to validate them. That's not what it is. That's Jezebel. That's for attention. If you want love yourself. Just like, I want a good man. I want
but like you
somebody
said
who
too,
love me.
even with Jezebel, sometimes you just want attention. But like, even as a male perspective, like if a female is like always talking down on herself, don't you feel like that's a turnoff?
It is, because no one, I can't deal with a woman down in herself all the time.
It's depressing.
it's
And
hard to
it's,
even deal with.
but some people do that because they kind of want to feel good about themselves and they kind of fishing for compliments, but that ain't the way
Yeah.
to get
The
it. You
thing
know what I'm
is,
saying?
just try to, if you can just, say, this is who I am, and this is what I look like, and this is what I want, and be clear about that, and love yourself. And I'm not just, when I say love yourself, that's when you say, I want a good person. I'm a good person. Because you know you are. Or you just be like, I want a rich man. Hell, I'm rich. What I'm saying is, don't be afraid to ask for what it is that you really want, because you're going to be sad if you get something that is not matching what you feel. It's just not going to be a happy situation. But when you love yourself, you won't allow people to mistreat you. You won't have this man taking your money and you got to pay him to come around, or you have to call him all the time and figure out, and men vice versa. Yeah. Like, you got to figure out where they at. You're going to be like, I'm the prize.
Yeah, but you know, Mel, we got a man over here on the podcast, and Mel, he said it is a turn off, and negative energy can get off on you too. I agree.
It sure will. It'll have you around here feeling bad. You feel like you're a nurse having to take care of somebody. Like, what's wrong with you today? Like, nobody don't want that. Like,
sometimes
just
a guy
feel better about yourself. Get into something that's positive, because believe it or not, people you don't.
Somebody talking about shadow.
Like, what do you mean I didn't have to try? I did. I had to fish out good from bad, just like everybody else. But my thing is this: I always knew, okay, he can't be doing X, Y, and Z. Period. And that's it. Now, things are not perfect by no means, but what I'm saying is, I knew there was some stuff I just ain't gonna tolerate, and I can't deal.
Yeah, somebody.
And that's what I'm saying. Set yourself to know what your boundaries are.
We got somebody in the chat. They want to know, because I saw somebody say, what's shadow work? Shadow work is basically you doing self-evaluation, right? You like going through all the things that you've been through and kind of acknowledging your own faults. And I think that's important with self-love too, you know?
Yeah, it's important for manifestation. That's why I tell y'all, like, be happy for somebody else's manifestation, because jealousy is one of the hardest things, man, to work on. Like, when you know, like, why am I feeling so sour because this person got this? Like,
yeah, and shadow work like, is like jealousy. See, I mean, I agree with that. That can be too. Yeah, because that can be a negative
trait. A big shadow work for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the biggest ones, because I'm gonna tell y'all, that one right there, whew, man, that thing can ruin your life. Like, that's why, like, we try to keep the positivity going with everybody. Like, okay, it's coming, because you vibrate higher. When you jealous, man, you just like in the sewer, and you don't want that feeling. That's why you have these cesspools, cesspool, and cesspool groups, and you don't want to be a part of those kinds of groups and those friendships with those people, because that energy does rub off on you, believe it or not. You could be trying to say something positive and they're going to always come back and say something negative. That's a good indicator. Or they have a negative opinion. They can't tell you to do something good. Or, well, somebody say, this didn't work for me. And then you'll be like, well, try this. Well, I didn't work for. Find that right there. You need to run as far away from it as you can. Because I'm going to tell you something. Jealous people are never happy. They always on the look for something else to ruin and somebody else to corrupt. Get away from them.
But that even get with your relationships. Like, when you want, like, the obsession work, you finna have a jealous partner. You know what I'm saying? So then that's some more negativity that you got coming in into your circle. You.
That's the last
because
thing
that person gonna isolate you. The help that you was normally getting, it's not good. Where somebody would be apt to help you. Somebody might be apt to say, oh, yeah, I help you out. They not, because you got this negative cloud around you.
Exactly.
It's not something I suggest. It just ain't.
But it's even
something that's gonna follow you.
Even in your relationship too, sometimes you have to, like, take a step back. Like, even with Conjure Bae, if he came in a bad mood, I'm like, what's wrong with you? And my little one be like, check your energy, daddy. He got that from you. He sure did, because I tell him, like,
they got everybody in the healing lamp right here. I know I stay in it. I'm telling y'all, because I know, like, I tell you, I'm sometimes hard to with, but then I look at, ain't nothing perfect about me either, and I have to check myself, and that's okay. Yeah, she'll check me. Leave him alone. That's exactly what. Right. And I mean, she right.
She'll check me too, though, y'all. She'll check me. I'll be like, am I wrong?
The Aries come out,
Yeah.
auntie be scared.
Yeah, you might want to chill out, just calm down a little bit, Sade.
Oh, we can. I tell you what else we can talk about too is like a couple more herbs. Like I said, honeysuckle is a good herb for love. It has gentle binding properties to it. So if you want to if you get with somebody and you like them, then if before you use tuberosa, that's a good one to to keep the person like honest and faithful. Pink roses are good for like true love work. I use red roses for like sex and passion and lust and stuff like that. I add cinnamon to sex and love spells. I add rosemary to a spell where I need to have this woman needs to have a little bit more dominance or have a little bit more control. Ginger is just a good overall thing to spice things up and speed your work up too. So
Okay,
that's just something I want to put out there.
Go back to the one with the red roses. What was that for?
Oh, red roses are for like passion, sex, romance.
Okay, red roses, right?
He finna go down there and
Yeah.
get these roses from the workroom, girl.
Huh?
I said he finna go to the workroom and get some of my roses.
Oh, I'm gonna tell y'all something else good. If your
And,
partner gives you roses,
somebody said, is there any
believe it or
oil
not,
to put on?
yeah, if your partner buys you flowers like Mother's Day or birthday just because they keep those flowers
And
because
dry
those
'em out.
are always good to use like with work when it comes with couples, even like boyfriends and girlfriends, long-term relationships, male, female, 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 it don't matter. Keep those flowers and add them as an element like when you do your candles. That is one of the most like best ingredients that you can use like in reconciliation work too. When like you and your partner have like a little scuffle or something like that, you can always use that.
Balm of Gilead too for reconciliation work too.
You what now?
I like the Balm of Gilead for reconciliation work.
Yes. Balm of Gilead is really good for peace in general. It just is. It's a good one.
I got some questions, Auntie. Somebody said, is there any oil to put on your private area? For example, yoni oil. I don't get into like yoni products. I will say don't put none of our oils.
Who asked that question?
I don't know. Somebody on here.
Who was that? Raise your hand so she can see you.
She laughing. See, you gotta get on this. You gotta get on the thing. I'm gonna have to just put you as a co-host next time.
Serious. Y'all, them nieces and nephews, I'm serious out there. Oh, another thing too. I know I don't see men doing. I don't have a whole lot of men that I've had some readings with the guys, but not a whole lot of men doing work either. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. Hi, John is really good for men, for the male. If you somebody who kind of, I'm not saying lack confidence, but just might be a little bit more reserved, or it's really good with attraction oil added to it. Like if you can get the root, or even if you can just get the oil and mix it with your other oils, it gives like a real good male vibe to anything. It's just what it is. I meant to say that because I know we have men who do your work and they like use it too. But guys, use High John like with your guys, because I know sometimes they just be back in the cut looking at the questions back. Okay, I can use it this way, but it is.
But High John is a good
High John is really good for men. I had a guy who was talking about what can we do for systemic racism like in the area that I live, and I told him take High John and anoint it with power oil. It's fiery wall for me. Oil. So I don't.
Hold on, your phone going dead it out too.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Somebody said High John is the big D energy.
Yeah. What's that? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you gonna have to get on this. You gonna have to get on this chat so you can see like.
I need to.
What's coming up?
I'm about to fall. I looked at that computer all day, but then I'm tired.
Yeah. Well, we've been on an hour and 14 minutes. Anybody else got any questions before we wrap it up? I'm trying to see if we got any kind of other questions. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, let's see. Oh, and as far as the one that was asking about the oil, like I personally don't I say don't put none of our oils like on your privates just because it's not made for that. But as far as like yoni products or something like that,
You can always get the foreplay oil.
Just don't rub.
Just
Don't
don't
tell.
rub it on your area.
But some people
Man,
do
I
do.
better rub that stuff on y'all. They keep
But I do see people sell like those yoni products and stuff like that. I personally don't, but so I just say don't like use none of our stuff on there. Somebody asked, "What about Come to Me Boy? Is that good to bring someone near?" Yeah, Come to Me Boy is for a specific person. General, I mean, like you can use it in general, but usually we say like Come to Me Boy is for somebody that you're trying to work on in particular. So it is a good oil for that.
Tell them that's the oil
it does help too with getting men do your like what you
and the lady your review.
Oh yeah, like he was talking about that Come to Me Boy, like it was that lady that had her son, like he was out in the street, and I used Come to Me Boy for that. So yeah, because that's initially what it was used for, So, but you can use it now for
if you got a man who won't watch this, use it.
You said what?
If you somebody in trouble and they won't watch this, use it. They'll clean your whole house.
Can you talk about Van Van oil? What is it used for? Van Van is really like my personal favorite oil, but Van Van is like a all-purpose oil, so you can use that.
Changes the look.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Auntie?
It changes the look too.
Yeah.
And like situation, your house, or your business.
Hold on, your phone breaking up.
Helps. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Quit laying on your phone.
Oh, but Van Van, I said Van Van changes the look in like situations where you having bad luck in your house or like good stuff just going wrong.
Yeah.
It changes the look and it does work. I like that. I like the way it smells.
Yeah, I do too. That's like my favorite oil, but it can be used to power other oils too. So you can use it in conjunction with your other workings, but it's an all-purpose oil, and I think Van Van is like slept on a lot. Can I mix? What they say? Is that Chuparosa with Come to Me Boy? You can. Yeah, you can mix Chuparosa and you can mix Come to Me Boy. But what about Third Eye oil? See y'all.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Third Eye oil. That's the eye opener, and we're gonna have it back on the site on May the 21st. But
along with the candle.
Yeah, me and Auntie been getting a lot of people that's been using that Third Eye oil or that eye opener, and
it's opening some shit up.
It's opening some up.
I'm rubbing it on me. Get me away from up under that counter. I don't want to know.
Oh.
Want to know no more.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful with it. Like I actually just had a review where this lady said she was seeing like an apparition in her room. So some people have that type of effect, and then I've seen it where like information has came out, like secret information and stuff like that. So if you ready for the truth, then I guess use it. But
you want me to tell them about the quick because I tell it how I did it.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard. The way can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
You're breaking. You going in and out.
See.
Okay, how about now?
Okay, you good now.
Okay.
You good now.
When I did my petition, the only thing I did, and this is what I told a couple of people already. Sometimes when you break up with an ex, there's things that are physically attractive about that person that you like. You might hate them at that moment, but there's things about that person physically that attracted you to them. So what I suggest you do, if you're trying to draw in somebody and there's qualities about that person you like, write those things down because you are focusing your energy because you are invoking a feeling when you're writing those words down because you're going to remember the good things about that person you like. When I wrote my petition, I wrote, I, Auntie, born 11/11/11, now meet my new husband. He is, and those qualities that I wrote down that I liked about these other people, he is loving, sweet, kind, and funny. He is caring. He is affectionate. I'm sorry, y'all. He is caring and he is affectionate. He accepts me for who I am. He is loyal and faithful to me. Those things are important. You can add more. That's all I did. And I got smart after I did my work, and I said, well, if y'all don't bring him to the doorstep, I ain't gonna know who he is anyway. And he showed up.
Yeah, he was
I
at the
promise you.
doorstep, y'all. He was.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah, but just make sure that you are specific, like not so much focusing on looks, but also focusing on, the other
Qualities.
attributes and qualities of that person, and not just focusing on looks, because you might get the looks and they don't be worth a damn. You know what I'm saying?
Then you gonna say, she told me to do this.
Yeah, we ain't told you to do nothing. We told you to be specific now.
Yeah, I told y'all, be specific.
Somebody said, what can they put in a mojo bag for love? You can put in any of those herbs that Auntie said in that she gave you. You can also put like your personal effects in it as well, like your hair or something like that.
Can you put your personal effects in there?
No, she was asking what she could put in a mojo bag for love, and I told her she could utilize like those herbs you gave her, and she could put like her personal effects in there too, like some of her hair or fingernail clippings. Sometimes people use. That's for a mojo bag. That's what she asked.
Oh yeah, and your petition, anointed with the oil for the purpose and intent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and carry that. Just make sure like you feeding your mojo and all of that kind of stuff.
I let mine die.
You let it die.
Everybody see it. It fall out of my shirt, my pockets. They always die.
Oh, I think one of mine died too. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we're going to wrap it up, guys. So just make sure that you join us here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. And this has been the Power Couple Podcast. Thank you, guys.
Signing off.
Bye.